Hey, booger. What? What's up? Hi. If you let Mama film, we can go for a WALK after you want to, but you gotta let me film first, okay? Mwah. Hi, welcome to Fiber Love Diary. I'm Trish if we haven't met, and if we have met, welcome back. How are you? Son of a nutcracker. Some of you will remember a few years ago I did a wheel herd roundup thing where I talked to you guys about all the wheels I have. Things have changed. I've been thinking about doing this for a while. So at that time I had 5 wheels, and I think it was in 2019 or 2020. I'm not even sure. The number is new. There are currently 8 wheels in the house, and right, 8? I think there's 8. And I'm gonna go through them. Some of them you've met before, some will be brand new, and 2 of them don't have names. So feel free to give your name suggestions when we get to them. And some of them I'm gonna have to dust off, but for whatever reason, like I feel like I can't part with any. I did part with one in the interims. If you're ready, let's get going. We're gonna start with the first wheel that I ever bought. Actually, she was a gift, and she has not been used in probably a couple months. Just because I haven't spun the type of yarn that she is set up for currently. Right now she's set up best for a bulky or an art yarn. She has the woolly winder, and I usually use a jumbo whirl with this, although I don't have to. I can use any size whirl I want and get any size yarn I want, which is kind of nice when you have the woolly winder and the great big bobbin. She's an Ashford traveler. Her name is Lola. She has been with me since 2008. So what is that, 16 years in March. She was given to me. My mom and John went together and got her for me for my 33rd birthday. I still love her. I still use her. She works great. Right at this moment she probably needs oil, but before I use her again I will oil her up. And right now I like her best for bulkier yarns because of the setup up here, and mainly because of the whirl. But also, if I'm gonna do a bulkier yarn, this is a great bobbin setup, flyer setup for it. So right now that's what I mostly use her for, but she's pretty good all around wheel, and I feel like you can't really go wrong with an Ashford wheel. They're all great. She's number 1. I kind of feel like I will never let her go, but I guess we'll see. And in the last wheel video, some of you guys might remember, this room was completely different because this is the wall that was behind me. And so when John built and designed the fireplace that we put in, because this cabinet, there's a fireplace, there's another cabinet, and then there's another, what we call the wheel garage. It was built so that I could put a spinning wheel in on either end and they can be lit up, because John thinks they're just really cool to look at, and they are. So we get to use them as decor too. I really love how they worked out. People comment on them all the time. There is a shelf right above that has yarn bowls on both of them, and that little cast spinning wheel, so kind of cool. Okay, let me untangle this so that I can actually show you how it works. I think a lot of people want to know about it. This wheel is Sheila, which now reminds me of Mama Tot on TikTok. I'm sure everybody knows who that is, because she always says, "Come on, Sheila." So this is my orifice hook for this wheel. I don't think I have one on every single wheel, but I'm pretty close. John built me this wheel. It's been in another video, but just the kind of shorter story of it is that we bought a sewing machine from, gosh, I think it was from the 40s or 50s. I'm just looking to see if there's a date on this motor, but I don't see one. This is a sewing machine motor. We bought the machine in a table with the flip out top, just the small little table. And I kept the table too, it's my nightstand now. I don't know if this actually went in reverse on the sewing machine originally, but we couldn't, at the time, didn't have the electronics to like reverse it here. So what we did, he's so smart. This is the only wheel I know of, electric wheel I know of, that can function as a double drive. There may be more, but I don't know of them. When I'm spinning a single, this is the position that the motor is in, and then the drive band goes around both the bobbin, which is not on here right now, and the whirl, which is the normal double drive setup, and then it goes around this groove on the motor, okay? And that turns both the whirl and the bobbin. It turns the bobbin a little bit faster, and that's how the yarn draws on. That bobbin's spinning faster, so it creates some drag, I guess, and pulls the yarn towards itself all the time. You turn it on with this, which is part of the cord. You can use it as a foot pedal. It's on, you can't even hear it, it's so quiet. Now it's off. And then this rheostat controls the speed that is actually Velcroed to this board. It works great, actually. It is super awesome for plying because the bobbins are so huge. And what we did is just buy an Ashford jumbo flyer complete so that I could easily buy more bobbins for it. And I already had an Ashford wheel, so I knew that I'd be able to use it and we wouldn't really be out a lot of money. So this is the setup for when I want to spin a single. But if I want to spin, sorry, if I want to ply, wait a minute. All I have to do is spin this around, and now there's a little knob that locks it in place. The same groove on the machine is actually in the exact same place as it was when it was spun this way, but it'll spin the opposite way. So all I have to do is swing that around and it'll ply. So it's really, really cool. And it was super affordable. Even if you bought everything new, it would be very, very affordable. I'm sure you guys are like, does she still use it? I haven't used it in a while because it's been put away, but I'm going to keep it out and use it again. It was just put away in my fleece closet and hard to get to, which was a mistake. I'll show it to you guys while I'm using it. It's pretty awesome for what we paid. I cannot remember how much the flyer was, and we bought a few bobbins for it, but this was $15. I think this and this were all scrap wood that John just had. The rheostat was like another, I want to say $15, maybe only $13. And that's it. If you're broke and you want to build one of these, it's a good option, although the flyers are probably more expensive than they were then. But I just figured at the time it made so much sense because now I can buy Ashford bobbins for life as long as I want them, and you know, just use them with this flyer. So that's number 2. This is number 3. Her name is Gera. If you've been here, you probably already saw this, but she is my Hansen wheel. And she lives in this backpack, which is one of the best things I think about the electric wheels. I'm gonna just show you what's in here. She's actually rebuilt, basically. John added all new electronics and mechanical parts because there's a video on this somewhere, but I guess last year I was having trouble with the motor just stopping, overheating and stopping, although I didn't know it was overheating at first. This little area is a heat sink for the motor, but it was getting super hot. I contacted them and the customer service stuff wasn't really working out. I don't know how else to say it. John replaced the motor, the circuit board, the switch. I think that's it. And so it's all rebuilt as far as that goes for $60 for everything. They were gonna charge me $300 just to replace the motor. And it is super great. I would say it's even a little better than before because the motor is more powerful. It just works with this foot pedal. It's not plugged in right now. The foot pedal turns it on and off. There is a knob for speed and a switch to turn it on or off and to like which direction it's gonna turn in. Really easy to use. It's heavier, which is actually kind of nice. And it came with a power supply. It also has a woolly winder. For those that don't know, I should have mentioned this when I showed the Ashford. The woolly winder has special bobbins, and as the bobbins turn, This ring goes back and forth and winds your yarn on evenly. So that's what it's for. I have a bunch of bobbins in here. I actually just finished plying a project on it yesterday. And so that's why there's not a bobbin on it right now. But if you look in the backpack, you can see that I carry a toothbrush. I had talked about this for getting an end if the end breaks and is like stuck to the bobbin and you can't see it. This is so nice for that. And then my bobbins are in here. There's a little, I'll show you. Then there's this little basket. When I am plying, I take a knitting needle, which is also in here, or 2 or 3, however many I need. I stick it through this basket. Just like that, and I have a lazy Kate. And then also, you know, it doubles to store the bobbins in the bottom of the backpack, and it kind of protects them because these rigid sides keep like anything from hitting the bobbins too hard. That's what's in that part. Hang on. There's more. Then in the front of the backpack, I carry a battery for this so that I can use it on the go without having to plug into a power source. And there is like recharging equipment in here, and this is my orifice hook for this one. So I've had Gera for almost 8 years. This summer it'll be 8 years. And I still use her in lives all the time. She is an awesome wheel, especially now with the upgrades. And she is number 3. Gera's pretty great. I keep her in this backpack all the time, and I actually just hang it on a hook, and that's how I keep it stored. That's one of the things that I think makes the electric wheels so awesome, because if you store them in some sort of bag or whatever carrier, you can just grab it, shove your project into the top of the bag, and just take off and spin wherever you want. So that's how I store 3 of them. The next wheel is my Schacht Matchless. Her name is Freya, and she is probably, gosh, I was gonna say she's one of my favorites, but honestly, I don't have a favorite. They're all good for different things. She's a single treadle, and she is set up for double drive. I prefer double drive, so that's what I will do when I can. And the current project, let me show you on her. I am spinning this Into the World fiber Crozen acrylic. I'm spinning it pretty fine for a lace weight yarn. I don't know why I'm into lace weight so much right now, but I really am. I bought her here. I mean, we lived here. She's probably been here, I don't know, 5 years maybe. Yeah, I think I bought her in 2019. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. She came used with a lot of whirls, a lot of bobbins. I have not bought another bobbin for her, and I would say the only thing about this wheel that is maybe not my favorite thing is that some of the bobbins clack while I'm spinning, and I think it's just because they're a teeny weeny bit shorter than the other ones, so there's like a little bit of play on the shaft, and they just wiggle back and forth a little, and they clack a little. Some people love the noise, but I would prefer it to be a little bit quieter. It doesn't annoy me, but I would just prefer quieter. So I do love her. I still use her a lot. You've seen her a lot probably if you've been watching. You know, just the sheer number of bobbins that she came with and all the options that you can do without changing anything else on this wheel but the whirl and the bobbin is, I guess it's a level up. I love these wheels. They're great. If you get one that's a little older, and she is a little older, she's from the 90s. I can't remember exactly what year, but I think 96. They're still perfectly, wonderfully functional and great, and they're affordable. So I love it. It's such a good wheel. Anyone who's just starting out and wants a treadle wheel, I would always recommend this one or the Ashford for like a beginner, because they're good for beginners, but they also have a lot of options that you can grow into as you like move, you know, to new heights in your spinning or new things you want to try. She's an awesome wheel. Next we have Anya. She is my Kromski minstrel. Sorry, I almost like pronounced it wrong. She is a double treadle, but I only use one treadle. Same with all my wheels. I only use one treadle if they are treadle wheels. And I bought her used also, sort of. She was still in the box. She was unassembled. I don't think she ever came out of the box. What happened with Anya was there used to be a heritage park here in my area. And I went to go ahead and spin and do a shawl weaving like demonstration with the people that were there working, and then other people that just came to participate. And I got to spin on a lady's minstrel there who was the director of the museum, and I loved it so much. And I walked away from there thinking like, gosh, that is a really cool wheel. I like it a lot. And so when one came up for a great deal on Marketplace that was brand new, still in the box, I grabbed it. This is a theme that you'll hear a few times with me, because the only brand new wheel I've ever bought was the electric eel, which you're gonna see in a few minutes. Otherwise, I've always bought used wheels. I've always got great deals because that's just who I am as a person. Frankly, I mean, I could give you a long explanation, but she's super awesome. I am currently spinning on her. Let's see. It is from, oh, it's the Fluorite from Paradise Fibers. Merino silk, rose, flax maybe? No, faux cashmere. FX cashmere means faux cashmere. Oh, and I even put the percentages on. Look how organized I was that day. That doesn't happen very often. So I'm currently spinning this. She's doing a beautiful job. Look at that. I haven't been very focused on this spin. I've been just kind of focused on other spins that I've been working on, so it's just going really slowly. But it is nice to have one of those ones that you are not in a rush for and you can just work on when you feel like it, and that's what's going on here. So she's number 5. 1, 2, 3, wait, 4, 5. Yeah, she's number 5. Okay, let's go to number 6. So here's number 6. She lives in this backpack. I actually showed this in a video. I got it on Amazon and it's so nice for her. It sounds weird, but like it's the perfect bag for carrying around a spinning wheel or even your knitting, because it just has all these options that are made for knitters or crocheters. So I'm currently spinning some of the candy cane blend for Christmas on her, so it's not a rush. It's going to be a really, really fun Christmas spin. And if you look underneath, you can see I also tried out the winter solstice blend, which I loved. You can't currently buy this wheel new. You can find them used. They're coming out with the 6.1 version, I think in March. So it's going to be here really soon. I love this wheel. I did a review on it. I will link the review. I think especially for the price point, he just did a really, Maurice at DreamingRobots just did a really good job of capturing what you need without adding tons of extra things that, I don't know how to say it, add more expense and don't add a lot of value, if that makes sense. I think that is totally what I wanted to say. I really like it. I think it's a great wheel. I use it on my treadmill a lot. One of the things that's super cool about this wheel is that underneath there is a holder that has my battery in it, and like you can plug the power into the battery and charge it right in there. You don't have to do anything and you don't have to take it out. Kind of awesome if you want to spin mobily, which I did want to do and I do a lot. It also comes with, I think, 6 bobbins. So this bag holds all the bobbins. They're all in the bottom. Is there anything else in here? Oh, there is a foot pedal. It also works with a foot pedal. That's all that's in the big part of the bag. So in this next pocket, I have like all the power cords to charge the battery and then also run it off, what, DC power, I guess it is. There's one more bobbin in here that I haven't even put together because I didn't need. There's some extra, just different like cables and stuff like that. So the other cool thing about this particular bag is that if you use it for knitting, you can actually run your yarn out of these eyelets, which is really cool. Also, if you are using this for knitting or crochet, it has this cool area that's for hooks and needles. You can see it's got all these little places that you can store hooks and needles. So cool. And on this side, I carry my Hansen Lazy Kate. It is better for this wheel because it puts too much tension for me on the Hansen bobbins, but it is perfect with the bobbins for this wheel. So everything is kind of just contained in this bag. Even if I need to ply, even if I need another bobbin, everything's right there. I love it. And then all I have to do is put this in the bag. With the cord, and I'm not going to put this fiber back in without a plastic bag. Here's my extra bearing. I'm gonna put that in the pocket too. So I'm gonna put this fiber in a plastic bag before I put it back in, but I can just put it in and then close this up. I hang this also, and so it's ready just to go whenever I want. I just love that about these wheels. You can tell I love that because I can't shut up about it. If you want one, there will be a link, but they will not be available till, I think it was March, but it says right on the website. And I am an affiliate for them because I like this wheel so much. So if you're gonna buy one, please come back and use my link. So this is number 6. There are 2 more wheels. They're very recent. One of them you may have noticed in an Instagram post, but like I haven't talked about her at all yet. I have not named this wheel yet. I feel like it needs something like more modern because she is more modern, and I just haven't come up with the right name yet, but it'll come to me. And if you have a suggestion, just make sure you tell me which wheel you're suggesting for, because there are actually 3 without names. I said 2, but there's 3. Okay, my next wheel, which is number 7, is this beautiful older gossip wheel that I bought at Rhinebeck. I've talked about her because she was such a good deal in the equipment auction. I could not say no. I still feel like I immediately was like, why did you do that? But I couldn't say no. So she's so cool. I have not touched her, but John has added these pegs here to start like making sure that she's just fully functional. I guess we missed one maybe, or maybe this one doesn't even have a hole in it maybe. I guess we missed one. We still have some pegs left, so it's fine. Obviously there has been some repair / replacement done on this bearing. This one, I mean, I don't know if it's original, but this does look like the original type. It has that shape, and it is wood. I thought it was leather, but it's wood. And clearly this whole flyer assembly, this one was replaced. So, and the bobbin as well. So let's just see. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I have literally not sat down at this wheel and just tried to even see if everything would work. This is the orifice hook that goes with this wheel. So it just hangs off the back. So let's just see. Oh, she needs some oil. Oh, well, that doesn't want to go all the way up. There we go. Ooh, baby, you're going the wrong way. Oh, and the footman just came off. So we've got some work to do, but we knew that when I brought her home, and you know, we will tinker around and get her going eventually. I don't know, just being honest, if she is a true gossip wheel or meant to be a true gossip wheel, or if she is just a flax wheel that's meant for a production spinner that would spin with both hands. Because a true gossip wheel, for sure, what I know is a true gossip wheel, I guess I should say, would be the one that has a separate bobbin and orifice facing the opposite direction. So you like face your friend while you're spinning and then you talk some smack. But yeah. I guess I should say you spill the tea. So I'm not sure. This could be a flax production wheel meant for a person spinning with both hands, which I know you guys want to see me do, but I don't know if that's going to happen. She's cool though, right? And the price was right, and I think we'll get her going. I suspect that footman's replaced. Let's look. I mean, I think this is a replacement. It does not look like the rest of the wheel, and if so, it could be that the length isn't quite right. So we'll see. But the all the hardware is quite nice and working fine, and we need to get a better belt on also, like this. Come on. What are we doing? Anyway, she's pretty sweet, actually. I honestly don't know if I'm going to keep her forever because she takes up space. She was bought on that whim, but you know, those things always happen for a reason. So I guess we'll see what happens, right? I don't know. It's so hard to make these decisions for me because I end up kind of loving them like family. So we'll see what happens, but for now, she's not fully functional. Number 8. Okay. So if you don't know what this is a, I think they say Datalist Sparrow. I bought her on a whim because she's so little. She's quite a bit smaller than my other electric wheels. I saw it on Marketplace. It was used. There are normally waiting lists for most or all of their wheels. I'm not sure. I don't know why I have this aversion to the waiting list, but I do. So I've never gotten on a list there. I actually met the owners a couple of years ago. They came through and they stopped at my local yarn store while I was there. And they had, I don't think it was a Sparrow, but they had a wheel with them. It might have been 2020. I'm not sure. But anyway, they stopped in the yarn store. They had a wheel with them and got to know them a little bit. It's just a tiny wheel. It's very small, and I just finished, remember those fake roll eggs from the last blending video? I just finished the singles, so I'm gonna apply this pretty soon. One of the, I think, neat things about these wheels, and I don't think that it's all the models, somebody can chime in and tell me, but a bunch of the models, you can buy a separate controller, or you do buy a separate controller. But this will control like a bunch of different wheels. So if you want to buy just the body with the motor, and you know, it comes with bobbins too, you can do that for less money and just switch your controller from one to the other to the other. I've been liking it. It came with a bunch of bobbins and like an accessory package. This is the original power supply. It came with an upgraded power supply as well. And somewhere she did give me a little kit with like a new belt and all that kind of stuff. There's some cords and things that came with it and a bunch of bobbins. One thing that we added to it, but I'm sure that they have a recommended thing for taking this portable, we added a halo bolt battery. You can buy these on Amazon. It doesn't have to be this one, but it has a normal plug on it. It just makes it a little simpler. So we had a bunch of these already, and this was the one in my car, so I swapped it with a different one because the other one didn't have this plug. The reason we have a bunch of these and why I had one in my car is because you can actually use it to jump start your car, crazy enough. But we switched it, and this one just lives with the Sparrow now. It runs for a long time off of this, and it hasn't run out yet before I've recharged it, so I don't know exactly how long, but it runs a long time. That's the one thing we added. I had to buy my own controller because the former owner also had a Falcon and she wanted to be able to use her Falcon, and that meant she needed to keep her power supplies. I like it a lot. I filmed the unboxing and I'm gonna do a full review on it after I've had a little bit more time to spin on it, and I'll put those together into one video. This also does not have a name yet. It's got a lot of cool features, and I would say the only thing at this point that I'm not a super fan of is the brake setup. I don't love it, but it isn't bad. It's just, I'll tell you about it in the full review. But right now, that's the only thing that I don't love to pieces. So otherwise, I love it a lot. And having a tiny, tiny size with a lot of power is just so handy to be able to take where you want it. So, and the Sparrow also has her own backpack. I mean, that spin, pretty gorgeous. I'm going to chain ply it soon, so love it. So that's all 8 of the wheels. If you have recommendations for names for the last 3, please put them in the comments because I don't know. And then also I am going to be doing a Q&A soon, very soon. I'll be filming it within the next week. And so if you have questions about any of the wheels, spinning in general, me, my life, anything really, I'll pretty much answer any respectful question. Let's put it that way. I'm an open book. So if you have questions, please put them in the comments and I will answer them in a video coming up very soon. I hope you guys are having a great January. Can you believe it's almost over? Like, what in the world? I'll be here this Friday to do a bat video again. It's gonna be live. Oh my God. I'll be here Friday to do another live bat making video. I hope to see you there if you want to participate. I used to do these, I think, only on members only, and it was very fun. But like, I frequently get votes kind of on what we're going to add to the bat and stuff, so it's fun. I hope you will join on Friday, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks. I love you. Bye.